You follow the training plan to the letter. You hit your macros. You prioritize your sleep. You do everything the experts tell you to do to reach your peak performance. Yet, some weeks you feel like an unstoppable force, shattering your personal records with ease. Other weeks, you feel like you're moving through mud. You feel bloated. Your motivation wanes. And the same weights that felt light before now feel impossibly heavy. You've been told to just push through it. But what if that's the worst advice you could get? What if the most overlooked, yet most critical variable in your performance isn't your training plan or your diet, but the powerful hormonal rhythm that pulses through you every single month? Today, we are not just talking to women, we are talking to athletes. And we are revealing why hormonal balance in just a health metric is your ultimate competitive edge. Let's reframe the conversation entirely. For centuries, the menstrual cycle has been viewed as a hindrance to female performance. It's time to see it for what it truly is, a predictable, powerful blueprint that you can use to train smarter, recover faster, and become a stronger athlete. Let's break it down, phase by phase. Phase 1 begins on the first day of your period and lasts until ovulation. This is the follicular phase. In the very early days, during menstruation, both estrogen and progesterone are at their lowest point. This can leave you feeling a bit drained and less powerful. This is the perfect time to focus on active recovery, mobility, and skill-based work. But as your period ends, your pituitary gland releases follicle-stimulating hormone, and your estrogen levels begin a steady climb. This rising estrogen is your friend. It improves your pain tolerance, increases insulin sensitivity, so you use carbohydrates more efficiently for fuel, and has a positive impact on your mood and energy. This is the time to start ramping up the intensity of your training. Next comes the peak of your power, ovulation. Around the middle of your cycle, estrogen surges to its highest point, and you also get a crucial spike in testosterone. This hormonal combination is the secret to peak performance. The high estrogen gives you maximum energy and endurance, while the surge in testosterone enhances your strength, power, and competitive drive. This is your window of opportunity. This is the time to attempt a new personal best in the squat rack, to push for your fastest time on the track, or to schedule your most intense competitions. Your body is biochemically primed to perform at its absolute limit. Ignoring this window is leaving your greatest natural advantage on the table. After ovulation, you enter the luteal phase. This is where things get more complex, and where understanding your physiology becomes critical. Your body now produces high levels of progesterone, alongside a secondary rise in estrogen. Progesterone is inherently catabolic, meaning it encourages the breakdown of tissue. This makes muscle repair and recovery more challenging. Your core body temperature rises slightly, making you less efficient at cooling down in hot conditions. Your breathing rate increases, and you may experience some water retention and bloating. The key here is not to stop training, but to adapt. This is the ideal time for steady-state endurance work, moderate volume strength training, and prioritizing recovery above all else. Pushing for maximum intensity during this phase is not only harder, but it also increases your risk of injury and overtraining. The final days before your period begins are the late luteal phase. Here, both estrogen and progesterone take a steep nosedive. This sudden hormonal drop is what triggers classic premenstrual symptoms PMS, including fatigue, irritability, and further bloating. Your body is also more reliant on glucose for energy during this time, so ensuring you have adequate carbohydrate intake is crucial to avoid feeling completely depleted. This is a time for listening to your body, focusing on gentle movement, yoga, or light cardio. It is a time for nourishment and rest before the cycle begins anew. However, this perfect blueprint can be shattered by one critical issue: underfueling. Many female athletes, in an attempt to maintain a lean physique, do not consume enough energy to support their high training demands. This leads to a state called relative energy deficiency in sport, or REDS. When your body is in a significant energy deficit, it perceives a state of famine and stress and begins to shut down non-essential processes to survive. The first system to go is often the reproductive system. Your brain stops sending signals to your ovaries, hormone production plummets, and you lose your period, a condition called amenorrhea. This is not a sign of peak fitness. It is a urgent red flag that your body is in crisis, leading to a higher risk of stress fractures, poor immunity, and long-term health consequences. Furthermore, the push-through-the-pain mentality can lead to chronic overtraining, which keeps your stress hormone, cortisol, perpetually high. High cortisol actively breaks down muscle tissue, hinders recovery, disrupts sleep, and creates a state of systemic inflammation, completely sabotaging your athletic goals. So, the secret to unlocking your peak performance is not to fight against your female physiology, but to harness it. It's about trading the no pain, no gain mindset for a train with your brain approach. By sensing your training, nutrition, and recovery to your unique hormonal cycle, you create a sustainable system for continuous improvement. You learn when to push, when to maintain, and when to recover. This is how you build a body that is not just fit, but truly resilient, powerful, and ready to perform at its peak, month after month.